Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with part 2 of building an affluent family home in The Sims 4. This part is the second part. The first part I uploaded like a week and a half ago, I think, and then I got a bit sick, so I didn't get to finish it for ages. So now here is the second part. And unfortunately, between the time I was sick and the time that I finished this, I have lost a little bit of footage. I think it was the middle part of finishing the house, but in any case, you see most of it anyway. But anyway, you'll see that there is lots of exterior painting that has been going on. So the house now is a fully brick house, and it has some nice paneling around the sides. It's kind of got a bit of a farmer look about the house, which I quite like. And just putting in some fencing and whatnot here around the pool area. Because we do have pools now in The Sims 4, which is super duper exciting. So of course, we had to have a pool, obviously, in the next build I did. There's also a nice gazebo area where you could either put skill building items for your Sims on there, or you could probably put tables and chairs, which is what I do in the end. Or you could even put a wedding arch there if your Sims wanted a wedding at home, which would be pretty nice. Anyway, we get started here firstly on the formal lounge room. This is quite a big house. The house I explained in the first part is meant to be a very affluent home, obviously. So a family that also likes to show off their wealth a little bit, I'd say. There's a lot of old fancy items, but I also wanted it to have a bit of a cottage feel or farmer house feel about it as well. So it's kind of those two things meeting in the middle. I would have loved to have move objects in this part because we could have put those coffee tables right next to each other, but there's just a little gap. You still get the general idea though. I love that big painting above the fireplace. It's like one of my favorites in the game. And then, yeah, pretty much I finished this house based off the rug that I chose to use. So I've been doing that with a few of the rooms in The Sims 4 because we don't have the freedom of choosing any swatch color that we dream or want to use. I'm finding that it's a good idea to use certain furniture or objects to set the base color for the room and then trying to match other objects to it. So I did bright coral walls for this room, and I thought, well, green or minty colors kind of go quite well with corals. Pinky reds, and they also go with the lights above the room. So I kind of went by the lights, I guess, in the first place. Figuring out what green chairs we wanted to use, and again, wanting to have a bit of that country theme going on in the house. Putting some decor items around as well. Always a good thing to have. And then putting up a fruit bowl on the wall because it's a dining room, and you would want a fruit bowl in your dining room because it's food. And it would make you really, really hungry for your breakfast or dinner. Anyway, that's the logic I'm going with, which is kind of not really making sense. But you know. But yeah, I think this house is also pretty experimental with the different colors and wallpapers. Like there's a really bright dining room, and then you've got a very rich lounge room. But they're kind of tied together because the rug is the same color as the wall color in the dining room. Moving on to the casual lounge room, or the normal lounge room I am about to sneeze. And I've edited that out because that was the biggest sneeze ever and would have made you cringe probably. So that's all gone. Now, these dining room cabinets I've actually wanted to use for ages in a build. I don't know why I haven't really used them or make use of them, but I think they're really exciting to have in The Sims 4 because we didn't really have heaps of those in The Sims 3. So again, trying to or attempting to carry through that salmony pink or watermelon pinky color that was in the other two rooms into this third room. We actually do get rid of that coloring because I just felt like it wasn't really necessary. But this room's more laid back. It's not meant to show off as much. It is the room where the kids would hang out and play video games. And I kind of like having the curtain behind the TV. I think that's... I don't know, I think it's pretty. And it gives this idea of a mini theatre, I guess. I know a few people who actually cover their TVs with like a shawl or a really light blankety thing, like a pretty one, because they find that the TV is either ugly or they find that TVs are too, what's the word? I guess I don't know, they stand out too much in a room and they don't like it. They are invading the room, or I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't have that issue with TVs at all. I don't know if any of you guys like to cover up screens, but I personally thought that was kind of really different to what I would do. I think like our TV is never covered up at all. Although I guess I would like to have a TV that could have a cabinet in front of it to maybe close it up when I didn't want it. I could imagine doing that. But no, I'm not the type of person to put a shawl over it. If anyone does do that and wants to explain in the comments down below, I would be very interested to read. I honestly would. So I guess this lounge room is kind of the green lounge room. It's got a little bit of lilac in that carpet because green and purple I think look really nice together. But then you have the blue room for the formal lounge, and then you have the salmon room for the kitchen. And this is where the editing got cut a little bit. So basically the downstairs has been furnished and we're moving upstairs. So you'll see the other rooms and the screenshots just in a little while. But this is the parents' room or the master bedroom, and I really like this bed. I hadn't actually realized or discovered this bed and bedspread yet. I've been a little bit frustrated, I think, like a lot of other people with the beds, because it's very limited in the kind of beds that you can choose to have in your houses. There's really not many things to choose from. I think if we were able to change the doona covers, like had interchangeable doona covers with bed colors, if that makes sense, with the actual bed frame, that would make a really big difference. But in any case, I do like those plates there. Those plates remind me of in Harry Potter, I've forgotten which one it was, where the lady has a really, really creepy office at the Ministry of Magic and it's got like cats everywhere. That's what those plates remind me of. But they're still cottagey and farmy, and I like that. The master bedroom also has a TV in the room, and we made it silver because the rest of the room is nice and light. So I thought that was important. And I don't know if you guys can hear the birds outside my window, but it is spring in Australia, so there are many birds around, many birds to disturb you whilst recording, which is always a nice thing. Putting up some paintings here, and this is a bit weird. I don't know how many of you guys are going to like this, but I actually quite liked it. Actually bringing the weatherboard into the interior of the house. I liked it because it gave it a bit more of a farmery feel, and I figured that this house, the story behind it would be that it's been renovated over time, so added onto, and the newer parts of the house actually have the weatherboards rather than the brick. So I kind of imagined that those weatherboards are kind of the added on sections of the house. So it's only on the further left and right sides. We've got his and her bathrooms, and we have his and her dressing areas just then, which is quite nice. I ideally would like to put doors on there and make it look like wardrobes, but we don't have that just yet. I'm sure we'll be able to do that later. We'll either get wardrobes in The Sims 4, I'm sure they know that we'd really love proper wardrobes, or we'll get the Move Objects cheat, which then we can make our own wardrobes using doors, which would be quite nice. Now we're working on his bathroom, which you'll see I've put in some darker colors, and I really like this bath because it has just a strip of black. I think the whole black bath was a little bit too overpowering and too trying to make it a man's bathroom, too stereotypical. So it's just a bit lighter, and we do put a bit of blue in there, a bit of navy. And also we changed the flooring to wooden. I love timber floors. I would actually like, or very happily have, a timber floor in my bedroom. But apparently most people prefer carpets in their bedrooms, so I don't know if I'm a bit strange in that way, but I thought it looked nice to also have a timber floor bathroom upstairs. This would be a son's room, or maybe I'd say this to me is a son's room. So we've actually got a little bit of a glitch in this room, which is the roof there slightly cutting through. It's not a big deal. The reason why that is there is because I've used the roof trimming on all of the roofs around the house. So just cut in there. If you wanted to get rid of that, then it would be easy enough to remove. And it just means you'd have no roof trimming. But for me, it doesn't really bother me that much. I can really live with it, so I'm just going to leave it there. If you do want to download this house, it will be on the gallery under my username Deligracy. Make sure it's a capital D. And if you're having trouble downloading anything, I did a video a while ago explaining how to find me on the gallery and how to find other people as well, because it can be a little misleading. We also make this room timber floors, and I love the desk. The desk is actually really industrial, which I do like a lot. Putting a sink in and a mirror so he can check out himself in the morning, shave, do whatever. It would be a bit of a struggle not to have a mirror in a bathroom, actually. I have not been, actually some public bathrooms I've been to at the beach, and there has been no mirror, and it's, I mean, not that you really need to check yourself at the beach, but it just makes sense to have a mirror in a bathroom. I would struggle not to have one. I don't know if that means I'm vain or just what I'm used to, but that's how it is. Also had to move the light that was there to fit a mirror behind, and this is the daughter's bedroom. So it's quite a typical girl's room is pink, boy's room is blue, which I don't always do at all, but I thought for this house, I would do that. And I really love this bedspread. It's got pretty flowers on it, and these bedside tables. I like that shabby chic kind of look. And then popping in, I was going to put a TV here, but in the end we just make it nice vanity. And I know I've used that mirror a million times, but I really like it. I also like that this girl has a skull bag amongst this very pink, I was going to say pink fluffy bedroom. It seems like a pink fluffy bedroom to me. But then she has a skull bag. I kind of like that juxtaposition. Also in her bathroom, there's a lot of black accents with the pink, which I thought was kind of cool. And then putting in some lights there. Just a nice traditional looking one. Suits the rest of the house, I think. And a nice thing of flowers. I actually was thinking just then, I really need a plant for my desk. That's what I need. I'd like to get an orchid, indoor orchids. I call them Poes because I named an orchid Poe once and it kind of stuck. So now my whole family calls them Poes. But the only thing is they always die. I don't know what it is with orchids. Like, are you meant to water them all the time or never water them? I don't know. But for some reason, I just kill off plants like that. Is no tomorrow. Putting in some bookshelves here, and then we also do a few activities out on the deck, making them look pretty, and popping some chairs in just in case you're waiting for someone to get ready in their bedroom and you need to take a seat, relax, and wait for them before you head out the door. I don't know. Really, they just look nice there. Very symmetrical. That's why I put them there. And then putting some paintings up. Just making it all look pretty nice and fine. I'm going to put a boxing thing in, but in the end we put, I think we take away the boxing bag and we end up putting in a chess table for skill building, I believe, and then a nice bright yellow umbrella, which you're going to see in the screenshots right now. So overall, it's a family home. It's for an affluent family. They're obviously not struggling, so your Sims will either need the money cheat or they will need to be quite successful to live in this house. A bit of gameplay needed, but it is a house that has a spare bedroom, another girl's bedroom, an upstairs girl's bedroom, a boy's bedroom, and a master bedroom with his and her ensuite. So that's a 5-bedroom house, which is pretty big. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world, and I will speak to you soon.